All right, so we continue to explore the Odoo framework using the debug mode, and we're going to take a look now at how the menus themselves hook up to these actions. So notice how if I click products, we see the tree view. If I hit sales orders, we see these. These are triggered by these are triggering actions. So this is the action right here that gets triggered. And so there's nothing here that'll let you see this from the menu. So we need to look at that from this side of it, from the technical side. So under our database structures, we've already looked at how the models work, and we've also learned how to get to views from within the debug mode. You can also get to views with it in the user interface here. So let's just quickly look at the views and notice how if I type in product that I get a list of these views. And so for example, this product.product tree, I can click on it and see the view here that is associated, with that particular view. So this is the architecture of the view, what we expect to see, and this is the view name itself. So you can take, for example, if I go here and I edit this tree view, you're going to see this external ID right here. This product template tree view is going to be found in here. It's going to be one of these views, and I should be able to just copy and paste it out. So let's try that. Copy, go to here, and just paste it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Paste that view in here. Ah, shoot, it didn't get my copy. So copy. And paste. There it is. Okay, so it isn't quite finding it, so we have to use some other. I think we'll just try that much of it. Yeah. So it didn't find it because it's probably not searching right on this key. But it did find it once I took off the product dot in front of it. So something to keep in mind. You might not be able to paste exactly, but now this is that tree. And you'll notice there's our X calories and our sum total calories that we added. So you can look them up here. Every once in a while, you might get a tree or a view, any view, where it gets corrupted and you can't, because you can't view it, then because you can't view it, you can't click the edit form view within that form to view it. If that happens to you, you can look the view up here and make the change here. So if I had to, if for some reason this was erroring and was not letting me edit this view within side of the product itself, I could come here to this view list and edit it here and get the same result. So that just shows you that there's nothing hidden from you. You can use this debug mode to really see how all this fits together and how these views tie to the models, and then now how they tie to the actions. So let's look at the actions here. If I click on actions and I type in product, you're going to see the products. So there's more than one right here. We have two of them listed, and that's because we'll have a products under invoicing as well as under sales. But let's go ahead and click on this one here, and you'll notice that they're both just named products. So you can't get a lot from the actions here. This is just the name, and you'll notice that here we have action bindings. So let's look at these and do a product. And so these are other types of actions that you might have to look at. But what we really want to do is see, how do these actions get called? So if I go here to menu items and I type in products, because this is where we really see it, you'll notice that under sales we have products. And how does we know that that's finding it, because if we find sales here, We also find sales here, and then we have products. So we know, because of the hierarchy, that this is the main sales menu, this is the sub menu, and then this is the final, products underneath it, that this is the right menu that we're wanting to look at. It's tied to our action. And now notice here under action, we have a reference that we can click. So let's go ahead and click that. And now this is the actual action that you can see. There's our tree Kanban that we changed. Remember, it used to be Kanban tree. We changed it from tree to tree Kanban, and we picked this as the tree. And then there's our context here that has our default filter to sell, so that to sell these items. That's what puts that inside of the list here. This can be sold. That's what this context really does. So this is how, when you see this menu that's created right here, it triggers this action. This action then says, okay, this is the object that it's for, and here's the views we want. We want a tree, a Kanban, and a form, and we default ours to the tree. So that's really all there is to it. And if you're new to frameworks in general, you've never programmed before, this is going to be a little bit overwhelming if it's really new to you and you're a beginner. But don't hesitate to go back and what we're going to and look through some of these other earlier lectures for the parts that are maybe a little bit confusing. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of what we've learned, and we're going to build on it, and you're going to see how to, first of all, add a little bit more to a model. You're going to see how we can create our own action and then create our own view for that action, all within this debug mode, so you can really understand the really important connections between our models and our views and our actions, which in the programming world, they'll sometimes call them controllers. So we're really looking at what is sometimes called a model view controller type design. And this now is kind of completed that foundation framework of you understanding that this menu, when you click on it here, is calling this action, which then tells what models and what views need to be displayed. And you've learned how to change some of these things and change and add fields to these views. So let's pause this lecture. We're gonna wrap this one up, and in our next lecture, we're gonna see how to add a field to a model. We're gonna also then see how we can create our own menu and restrict based upon some of these things in our search views, and create our own search views. So in the next lecture, we'll just be expanding and continuing to move ahead with our Odoo development.